At the America First political conference in Detroit, the streamer Sneako got into an argument with a security guard at the venue. So after getting his teeth falcon punched into his esophagus, apparently this is his former UFC fighter friend just casually watching it go down, as Sneako is now missing a chunk of his teeth.
This was the security guard at AF.
He was later seen speaking to the police. Now he did go on stream after to explain what happened in surprisingly good spirits.
I can't even looking at my face smiling is just so stupid, bro. I literally look like a fentanyl addict, bro. I do have a good chin. Like, if a jumping Superman punch from a stage, like right there, cannot knock me out, then I don't know what can. No, I didn't file a police report. Anybody who's talking about that, there was no police report. The police questioned me. They were standing outside the venue. They started asking me questions. There was no police report. I don't know, like them trying to say like you're a snitch. They asked me what was going on. They could clearly see I was bleeding from the nose, and they asked me what was going on. I didn't file a police report.
Now, I know a lot of people online were actually celebrating and laughing at the demise of Sneako's dental work, but I honestly don't know enough about the guy to actually say I despise him or anything, and I never want to solely base my opinion on someone because of what other people tell me about said person, even if it is coming from trusted sources like Abba and Preach, which I will get into their response a little later, but all I know about Sneako is he's a Filipino shock streamer that got banned on a lot of platforms, so I somewhat can see why he's gotta go to extreme measures to make his money. So with everything crazy going on in the world today, sometimes you actually have to take a break, and I've been doing it with Raid Shadow Legends. Now they are my sponsor, but after 5 years and 250 million downloads, I finally gave it a try, and I'm honestly surprised, as the art reminds me of League of Legends, which used to take up all of my time online. And the gameplay feels like a simplified mobile version of those classic turn-based Final Fantasy games. Except none of those games were easy to bring around on my phone, or more importantly, had actual real-life prizes, and if you participate in their Summer Tavern minigame from now until July 10th, you can actually win a smartphone, a gaming console, or even Amazon gift cards. Download Raid with my QR code or go to summertavern.polarium.com and enter your Raid ID and start searching for hidden items. And if you haven't tried Raid yet, now would be the perfect time, as if you support the channel by clicking the link in the description or using my QR code on the screen, you immediately get a huge starter pack with the epic champion Tyrell and Rector Drath. After downloading the game with my link, use promo code Monkey King for Sun Wukong, the popular character from Chinese mythology, for free. So come join me on Raid, as my username is decoyvoice, and I just made the Decoy Squad clan so everybody here can come join me. And like I said, I don't know enough about the guy to celebrate him getting his choppers chiseled down, but I do see that he's friends with the fresh and fit guys, and I honestly can't bring myself to watch that nonsense. But when I did take a peek at Sneako's streams, he was just randomly interviewing people in the NYC subways, asking regular New Yorkers about Trump's local court case.
But do you think Donald Trump's a criminal?
I don't pay attention to politics. I think it's funny in like an ironic way. When he was on Twitter and he was doing the whole like selling shirts with his mugshot on it, yeah. I think that was hilarious. If it wasn't being sold by him, I would totally buy one.
I don't support him, but listen, Trump, I'll say this, Trump gave way for people to really express themselves in a way that we have never expressed ourselves before.
Do you think he's a criminal?
I don't think so, no.
I mean, I don't know the guy. What is he being
I think he's a political prisoner. I think that they're just trying to go and find... I think his enemies are trying to find ways to stifle his campaign.
Really?
So does he try to elicit sensationalized answers at times? Of course he does. But that still doesn't take away from the fact that he did legitimately put a bunch of real people on his platform and let them speak their mind in a non-filtered way, which actually gives the rest of the internet a genuine peek into what real people are saying in NYC, beyond the mainstream corporate media's narrative, the social media algorithms, and all the pop culture nonsense trying to make you believe that if you like Trump, you're some evil alt-right white MAGA man, when in actuality, most people want what Trump is offering. Now, is this some sort of right-wing grift he's riding when politics are currently trending? I honestly don't know enough about the guy to say for certain, but what I do know is he only got 100,000 views on those Trump street interviews, which is a good amount of clicks, but I thought he was a much larger online personality than that, so if sitting down in a subway station talking about Trump doesn't bring him enough attention, he's probably gotta double down on the content that actually works for him, and unfortunately, it's getting punched. And how getting beat up on stream has now become evergreen content will never make sense to me. It's somehow working, as last time Sneako went viral it was over getting beat up by a different UFC fighter, but to his credit, he did take his beating like a strong woman protagonist on a TLC original movie. But this is after he took another beating by bodybuilder Bradley Morton, where again he chipped his tooth. And what a sad existence it is to live in, where Sneako, like me, is a full-time online content creator, where sometimes you make content that doesn't do well, so you know to stay away from that style of video, but sometimes you make something and it just goes viral, exploding with views, so you know sometime soon you should do something similar. Now, me making fun of Biden instead of reviewing AI trends isn't really an issue for me, but I could only imagine how miserable it'd be to say, man, I hope I can afford my rent and car payment this month. If I can't turn things around soon, I better get beat up on camera again. This is like this generation's version of insurance fraudsters that used to jump in front of expensive cars, but instead of trading broken bones for money, they're cashing out their personal reputation. Because there's no glory or bragging rights in touring the world leaving behind pieces of your teethis. And he's not accidentally finding himself in these situations, as I think he knocked off that security guard's cap first, prompting that Superman punch. He asked to fight that UFC dude, and then fighting Bradley Morton at Sneako's weight class couldn't possibly have ended any other way. And sadly, I think other so-called content creators are picking up on the whole getting smacked for internet relevance, as more recently, that other streamer also provoked Bradley Morton into slapping him a couple seconds of attention. And although I do heavily criticize the attempted monetization of faultless behavior to gain social media clout, I even did 10 videos to over 9 million views on that not Somalian saga, slowly falling into internet obscurity, where he's now been missing online for over a month now. But other people have made millions off this same garbage content, where Jack combined the unemployed nonsense of nuisance streaming with the faultless behaviors of making adults-only spicy content into this bizarre mega monetization of daddy issues that has apparently made him a multi-millionaire. So these other streamers see this pipeline from getting knocked over until you're a landowner, and like Sneako, they go online trying to recreate this sad version of success.
I'll give it to you now.
You gotta defuse the situation.
Here you go. Here you go. Double fart.
Stupid.
Why'd you hit me, stupid?
Now, I honestly don't even know who the streamer in this video is, who the bad guy is, or if there's even a good guy here, but that very easily could have ended in tragedy as that black tank top guy hit the cement. Which brings me to Abba and Preach's coverage of this whole Sneako smack situation, where before Sneako confirmed that he wasn't filing a police report and people were saying Sneako was suing the security guard, Abba wanted to step in.
If you're watching the security guard and they actually try to sue you, contact me. I'll take care of your legal fees. I got time. I'm bored. All you streamers, all you motherfuckers about to catch hands with some random people, and I'm gonna enjoy it, and I'm gonna pay their legal fund. I think that's my goal for this year.
Now, I don't know how serious Abba is about dumping cash into the legal funds of people who make streamers find out, but what an insane world we live in now, that one of the most successful internet commentators has pretty much put a bounty on the heads of social media users that create nuisance content. Just like how the Democrats told the rioters in 2020, go ahead and do your thing, we'll bail you out, Abba straight up said, Falcon punch whoever you want, I'll fund the best attorneys available, I just want to see the content. Which is a lot like when Johnny was coming after me, but was also begging for some money to make it into China. I somewhat considered anonymously funding his entire trip to China for the sole purpose of watching him find out and subsequently covering it on this channel. But I ended up deciding against it because 1, it actually seemed evil on my part, but more importantly, I don't really have that kind of money. But I don't think that's the case with Abba Atlas, as if anybody has the funds to actually support an army of streamer bounty hunters, it's probably Abba. So if you appreciate my concise, lighthearted commentary on the tragic status that is today's reality, hopefully I've earned your subscription, then go check out the girl that sent someone to drown on live stream but just laughed about it.